Hi friends, this is Mohammed Gibran and welcome to our C++ tutorials. In this video, I'll be explaining you about inheritance. So, what is inheritance? Inheritance in our common language means something which you get from your ancestors. Likewise, in C++ also, the new classes gets the properties of the old classes, and this phenomena is known as inheritance. So, what is inheritance? Inheritance means when you take the properties of the base class and you use them in another class which is known as the derived class, then this is known as inheritance, because you are using the properties that are already existing in your base class and you are using them in a newly created class which you call as your derived class, is known as inheritance. In this class, the derived class B will also have its own member functions, member variables, but it will use all the member functions and the member variables of the class A. Let us see how. Suppose we have a class A, and this class A has some member variables, functions, etc., etc. Okay, and then you have another class that uses or that has its own member variables, member functions, and all that stuff. Here in A class, what you have is the members of A class, right? There are only the members of A class, but here you have members of A class and members of class B and A. So here you have the members of both the class A and the class B. So this class B can use all the member functions, member variables present in class B, as well as it can use all the member functions or the variables in the class A. So this is the base class and this is the derived class. So derived class B can use everything that your class A has, but your class A cannot use the things which have the class B. So what is the use of having such type of phenomena in your programming languages? Suppose you wrote a software and you want to modify it after 2 years. So you have to go through all of your code and you have to see where you have to add a new functionality, where you want to edit your program. Instead of that, you can create another class, and you know what your program is capable of, and you just want to add some more abilities to that. So you can use that newly created class and you can add that functionality using the existing ones, and you can upload or you can update your software easily. So the modification is made easy by the concept of inheritance. So now let's see some more thing about the inheritance. Like what we have seen now is the single inheritance, and this is a type also where the single base class A is getting derived to the class B, then this A is getting derived to C, again is getting derived to D. Means the properties of A are getting derived in B, in C and D. So there is one base class and 3 different derived classes. Let us see the different types of inheritance we have. We have a single inheritance which we just talked about. We have multiple inheritance. Single inheritance can be explained by a simple example, like you take the numbers from the users in the class A, you add them in B and display them over here only. So the number were taken in A, not in B, but still you can use the values given by the user in the class A, and you can use those numbers and add them in B and display them over here. Likewise, we have multiple inheritance. In such type of inheritance, you have 2 different base classes and 1 derived class. So for this, the example will be, you can take the numbers from the user in the class A you can get the formula from the class B, you can add them in class C and you can display them. So this is the multiple inheritance. And the multi-level inheritance means you can take the values from the user in A, add them in B, and add them or display them in C. So this is how multi-level. This is different from this multiple inheritance, because here you can add the numbers in B, but in the multiple inheritance you cannot add the numbers in the class B because there is no relation between A and B. So you cannot add the numbers given by the users in the class A in the class B. You have to take the numbers from A, you can add them only in class C or in class A. You cannot add them in the class B. Please remember that. The next one is hierarchical inheritance, which the last image explained us, in which we have one base class, 3 different derived classes. So the example could be you take any 2 numbers from the user in the class B, you add them. In class C you subtract them. In the class D you multiply them. You have the same values given by the user, but you are using those 2 numbers in different ways, in 3 different ways. You are adding them, you are subtracting them, you are multiplying them. So this is an example for hierarchical inheritance. And now the next one is the hybrid inheritance. In this type of inheritance, you have one base class. From this class you derived one derived class as B and another derived class as C, and from the derived class B and C you again derived one more class as D, and from C also D. So D is the derived class of B and C, but B and C are the derived class of A. Likewise, B and C are the parent classes or the base classes of the class D, and A is the parent or the base class of B and C. If you see it logically, A is also the parent or the base class of class D, but that's a totally different story. We'll talk about the relation between A and D in the upcoming videos, but for now you just look at the types of inheritance and see there is something relation between A and D. We'll explain that in the upcoming videos. And here is an example to explain you the relation between 2 classes using inheritance. Suppose you store the name and age of a number in class A, and you store the designation and salary of that same person in another class. So this is how you create an relation between 2 classes. The designation and salary depends upon the name and the age. This class can use the name and age written in this class, but this class cannot use the designation and salary written in this class. The reason is this is the base class and this is the derived class. So let us try to write a program to explain you the program for a single inheritance. Let's clean this mess up. First what we will do, we'll use a single class to write a program, then we'll use the concept of inheritance so that you can understand what is happening and how it is happening. What I'll do, in our public section, I'll declare some integers and A and B, and a function named as getNum, which will take 2 numbers as int x and int y. Okay, this getNum function, what I'll do is I'll say A will be equal to x and B will be equal to y. So whatever the values are coming in this function, we'll assign them to A and B, and then we'll display the user the sum. Okay, the sum will be A plus B, right? Simple as that. And right now we don't need this class B, we'll explain that in later. So we'll create an object with our base class object obj, and will directly give the values obj dot get num okay. Our getNum function is taking two values x and y, will provide that function, say 2 and 3, and after that we'll end our program like this. Now let's run the program. The sum is 5. Okay, we directly gave the values as 2 and 3. These values went to our getNum function over here. This x became 2, y became 3, then here it became 2, it became 3, then a became 2, it became 3, then they got added and we got the sum is 5. This is how our program worked. But we are not here to see how the classes work, we are here to see how inheritance concept work. Now here we have defined the values to a and b, and now what I'll do is I'll print that statement over here which we did. The sum is a plus b. So if you want to access the base class in your derived class, you have to write this operator with the scope of your class, that is base class. If you make again this scope is again similar to your any integer or your function like you do in your class. If you make it private, it will be used in that class only. If you use it publicly, if you define it public, then it can be everything can be viewed in your derived class. We'll say give this name as derived class. So your base class is public to your derived class. Okay, this is what we mean, and then now you can display the result. Now we'll remove this thing and we'll create the object using a derived class. Okay, now we'll say obj, oops, sorry, forgot to make it in a function, get sum. Now this will be void return type. I'll return it. So now your object should be created using your derived class, because your base class, all the properties of your base class, which means all these things are present in your derived class over here. You can use all of these in your derived class, so there is no need to define your object using your parent class because it won't work. So object dot get sum, call that function, end it. Now just run it. See, it works fine. The sum is fine, 5. Okay, so what we did, we used this function of the class base class and we assigned the values to a and b, and then we went to the other class, we defined this function get sum, we added those things over here. See how we are assigning the values here, but we are adding it in a totally different class. So this is the use of inheritance. Okay, so now let's try to make our program dynamic. We'll say a comma b, will tell the user that they can give the values and they can change the values in our program. That's known as the making your program dynamic. Okay, type the numbers to add, or type the first number to add. We'll end this. We'll take that number and we'll store it in A. Again we'll display to the user, type the second number to add. Okay, then we'll take that number and we'll store it in B. Okay, now we are storing two numbers in A and B, then we are passing it, and then we are adding them. Okay, so this is how your thing works. Now let's run it. Enter the first number to add, let's say 5. Enter the second number to add, 7. The sum is 12. 5 plus 7 is 12. How we got this? We got it using two different classes, using the concept of inheritance. And now your program is dynamic. You can change the values at your runtime. So that was regarding single inheritance. Hope you understood the program and you liked our video. Thanks for watching, guys.